Is this the best backpacking bag on the market today? This is my 1-year review of the Hyperlite Windrider backpack. By the end of this video, you're gonna know if this is a buy or a pass for you, and possibly an alternative bag. So my experience with this bag in particular comes from the 100-mile Wonderland Trail, a couple overnight backpacking trips in Colorado, some off-trail travel, as well as climbing trips. First, I want to get into the pros of the backpack, and then we'll get into some cons. The first thing that I really like about the backpack is the see-through mesh, and this is kind of a style thing. Some people like this and some people don't, but why I like the see-through mesh, because I can tell what's actually in my bag. When I'm putting stuff in there, particularly snacks or if it's a coat, I know what's in there. I don't forget that it's in that pocket, and I can always bring that out and I can easily grab that without wondering if I had it in that pocket or if it's buried in my bag. It increases my efficiency on the trail. The next thing is that it is lightweight. So this is coming in at 28.3 ounces, which is about, I don't know, 8 to 10 ounces lighter than the previous backpack that I owned. And you can feel the weight difference with that, which is a big reason why I ended up switching to the Windrider anyway. This is the 40-liter capacity, and I've never had an issue with storing enough food or gear in this bag. I took this on 5 days on the Wonderland Trail. I never resupplied. I had all my food with me, and I had a little bit more on the top of this bag to be able to store different items, which leads me into a couple of the storage things that I really like about this bag. And number one would be the internal storage when you open up the bag. So there's a pocket in there that helps you easily organize your gear. Now, with a lot of bags, they don't have a pocket in the inside of the actual bag proper. And especially with these ultralight bags, that can make organization a little bit of a challenge, because a lot of times what I like to put in those pockets are things like my chargers or my electronics, extra batteries, my toothbrush, my sleeping things. You're saving time on efficiency with a bag like this, because you're able to find that stuff. You're not rummaging around in your pack thinking about where the heck you have it. It's a little bit more organized. The other thing that I really like about this bag is the top loading straps. I like the fact that it's a V-shaped design, so things that you're storing on the top of this seem a lot more secure than just a single strap on the top. Some other cool features about this bag that I'll just list off quickly is it's a roll top bag. I really enjoy those. Any of the bags that have the brains, I just don't think that they're necessary. It's got ice axe loops, it's got daisy chains on the side, so it's really easy to clip your Garmin inReach to it. I also clip a sold separately pocket from Hyperlite to this daisy chain for my cell phone, chapstick. The cons of the bag is the fact that there's no load-bearing straps on, well, I guess between the shoulder straps and the actual bag. Most of the other backpacks that I've seen have had those load-bearing straps. This probably isn't too much of an issue because you're probably not going to be carrying that much weight since this is a 40-liter bag, but just something to be aware of on that. Next is obviously the price tag. So this comes in at $350 US. I will give you a recommendation of another bag at the end that's a little bit cheaper than this, but you know, that's just kind of the name of the game when you're trying to go ultralight. Lastly, and this is quite a big one for me, I got lucky because this hip belt fit me, but the fact that there is no removable hip belt on these Hyperlites. This could be a big deal, especially if you are through hiking and you lose quite a bit of weight. As you know, most of your weight is going to be sitting on those hips. And so if you're not getting a snug fit with that, that's gonna be a giant problem, something to be aware of. Okay, so who would I recommend this backpack for? So number one, I think this is gonna be the best for an intermediate hiker who is ultralight. You have your gear dialed down, which means you're not needing a large capacity for your hikes, and you're really trying to move a lot faster on the trails. This is also really good, I think, for people that are doing overnights, especially in the 40-liter capacity. Through hikes, obviously, this is like the most common backpack for a through hiker. And for somebody that has a little bit more money to burn as well. Overall, I like this pack. I would give it a 7 out of 10. A quick recommendation if you're not feeling that Hyperlite Windrider would be the ULA Circuit. Again, this is a super popular pack. I have many miles on this. Why I like the ULA and who that would be more for is if you're doing any kind of winter camping, if you're gonna be carrying more gear for that, because it's got a bigger capacity. It's about, I think it's about 65 liters. Now I've used this through like the JMT, the CT, a bunch of different things. And so I have many, many miles on this, and it's super durable. The only thing that has ever ripped on it is, you can see at that top piece there, I have a little piece of tape on that. Basically my bear can was in it, and then it tipped over, hit a rock, and then got a hole in it. With the ULA, if you're on a budget, that's totally something I would recommend, because it's $50 less. There's bigger capacity, so it's a little bit more of a beginner pack, I think, especially if you're bringing other stuff. It can be used for all sorts of different types of hikes, for anywhere from a winter to a through hike to an overnight to a day hike to a multiple day hike. And the great thing about this is it's got a removable hip belt. So if you are too small for that pack, you can swap out a belt. I have a small one on there. I think most of them come with a medium, but I had it swapped out for a small. So really nice to see that. And it's also got the load bearing strap. So if you are carrying more weight, like when I was carrying 8.5 days of food in a bear can on the John Muir Trail, you can adjust that. So if you want a longer review of the ULA Circuit, let me know in the comments below. And then also let me know your experience with the Hyperlite Windrider. We'll see you for the next video.